Now, this is the game we've been playing on this show. We're going to start you off with a familiar former player, and you're going to have to guess the number of Premier League appearances they've made. Now, this is Premier League appearances as per the PremierLeague.com website. I'll then give you another player, and you need to tell me if that second player has made more or fewer appearances in a higher or lower format. Whoever's in charge at the end of the board after 11 players is our winner, and it does tend to get a little bit harder as we go along. Our first player, and we're going to come to you first, Chris. You're both going to guess this. For what number of Premier League appearances, according to PremierLeague.com, does Ian Holloway have? Let's start with you, Chris.
Ooh. What, as a manager?
As a player.
Or a player? Oh, I'm going to go with 35.
35. What are you going with, Nathan?
I think it was a single season too, so that's quite annoying. It was more teams back then, so I'll say 42.
42.
Wait, no. Yeah, 42, yeah.
42 against 38. It's actually 107.
Wow.
He all made for QPR between 1992 and 1996. Which, Nathan, that gives you control of the board. Do you want to take us away, or do you want to pass it over to Chris and see
I
how he
think
gets
it's
on?
easier to go second, but in the interest of fairness, I'll go first.
Okay, all right. So Ian Holloway's.
Well, that's a noble choice, and should we reverse at any point, I will offer you the same courtesy.
The winner of
and
this
welcome
gets a free drink.
Deal.
There is something at stake. So, is our next player higher or lower in Premier League appearances than Ian Holloway's 107? Our next player is Seamus Coleman.
Oh, higher.
Higher is correct. 329 at the beginning of 22-23, with his breakthrough campaign coming in 10-11 in the Premier League, following that loan spell at Bloomfield Road in your promotion season. Our next player is James Beattie. Is he higher or lower than Seamus Coleman's 329?
He's higher.
Higher. It is higher. 331 appearances. The final 9 of which came in a tangerine shirt via Blackburn, Southampton, Everton and Stoke. He scored 91 Premier League goals, but none for Blackpool.
Yeah.
None for Blackpool. So you still could retain control of the board, Nathan. Our next player is Brett Emerton. Is Brett Emerton higher or lower than James Beattie?
Did he play for Wigan? If it's who I think it is, I'm going to say lower.
It is lower. 247 appearances. He appeared in 9 consecutive Premier League seasons for Blackburn between 03-04 and 11-12. So you retain control of the board, Nathan.
I can do this all day.
This is it. Chris could come in right at the end. Our next player is Jermaine Defoe. Higher or lower?
Higher.
It is. It's 496.
Yeah. The thing is, I think I would have got all of these.
So Jermaine Defoe is higher than Brett Emerton, 496. The first being in 2000-2001 for West Ham, the last at Bournemouth in 2018-19. He joined the 100 club in the intervening years with 2 spells at Spurs, 2 at Portsmouth and also Sunderland. So Jermaine Defoe's 496 is our next player, higher or lower. Sol Campbell.
Long career, but he went down to 496, you say?
Mm-hmm.
So we're 38 times, 10 years. He can't, he's got... Oh. I'll go higher. This is a bit mental, but I'm going to go higher.
You are correct to go higher. 503 appearances across the first 19 Premier League seasons for Spurs, Arsenal, Portsmouth and Newcastle.
If only I was as good at anything else in life as I am at this game.
Our next player after Sol Campbell's 503 is Kevin Campbell.
Oh, this is before my time. They probably played for about 20 years back then. I'll go lower, though.
It is lower. 325 Premier League appearances. He scored in 14 of the first 15 Premier League seasons for Arsenal, Forest, Everton and West Brom. Has 83 Premier League goals to his name. You are 4 from the end, Nathan. This could be our first ever clean sweep at this stage. So Kevin Campbell's 325 appearances.
I'm so nervous already.
Our next player is DJ Campbell. Is he higher or lower than Kevin Campbell's 325 appearances?
Lower. He was lower.
It is lower, 53 for Birmingham, Blackpool and QPR. Is our next player higher or lower than 53 appearances? Ian Evatt. He is
come on.
Just charming company.
Don't worry, I played one season.
A really...
Yes, he did.
Lower, 42 appearances. Before being an ever-present for Blackpool, he made 4 appearances for Derby County in the early 2000s.
Do you know what this is like? This is like going up to the Snooker World Championships and breaking against Ronnie O'Sullivan. That's what this feels like.
Just sat watching a 147 happening.
I'm going. I'm off. I'm done.
You are 2 from the end, Nathan. Not to forget, just to clarify the rules, that if Nathan gets this wrong on the very final one, you do win by default, Chris. So that pint is still on. Ian Everts, 42 appearances. Is our next player higher or lower? Brett Ormerod.
That's interesting because he played for Southampton before Blackpool, but he didn't play that long. And he didn't get many appearances for Blackpool. But he came off a bench a few times. I'm going to go higher.
It is higher. 99 appearances.
99? Okay, played for more.
80 of those came for Southampton between 2001 and 2005. He added a further 19 appearances on his return to Blackpool, mostly from the bench, scoring against Spurs. Chris, you have
Carl,
to
if this
watch...
next one's Wayne Rooney, I am going to come over there and kick your ass. You understand that, right?
You now have to sit and watch the final black, Chris, as Nathan steps up to the table. Brett Ormerod's 99 appearances. Our final player. Is he higher or lower? Andy Reid.
Oh. That is higher, and I will take my beer. Thank you very much, Chris.
You would have gone higher as well, Chris?
Of course he's high. I would have got every single one of them right.
Andy Reid is higher. 115 appearances. He's only got 16 more Premier League appearances than Brett Ormerod.
Do you know what? That does surprise me, actually. I'd have thought it was higher than that.
That is a shock. I think you should apologise to Carl, Chris.
Never.
Premier League's
Never
greatest
apologise.
Australian
Never explain.
Listen out for that. The one thing we've ascertained on this show is that Chris is not apologising to any Carls for the rest of his life. He's had his fill of Carls.
Yeah, but I like you.
Spelled differently, payback.
It is. That's true. That's true. It is a C. It is a C.
Weston's a bit of a hold on.
Well done, Nathan. You win. Play your apps right. The pint is yours.